Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another segment of Meet the Host and our Thanksgiving video. I want to give you all a chance to get to know them just a little bit. They're amazing, and we have so much to offer. And during this time of Thanksgiving, what better way? So, the guest you're going to meet now, the host is my guest, but the host you're going to meet is the amazing Ken Johnson. I met Ken almost like 2012, 2013. I read an article about him in the local newspaper here, and I said, I have to find him. I have to find him. And I did. And I'm blessed because of it. And we are friends now. We're brother and sister. We are family. And he did that show for me. And now he has his own show to host. So without further ado, I want you to meet the amazing Ken Johnson. He's my friend. He's my brother. And he's the host of Living Beyond the Circumstances. Ken, it's all about you, baby.
Hi, Janetta. Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here this day.
Thank you. So tell us about your show. Tell us about you. Just go for it.
Sure.
Your show to be for people.
Well, my show is called Living Beyond the Circumstances. And in this particular show, we look at how we can overcome difficulties in our lives and be the person that we want to be the person that God wants us to be, even in the midst of difficulties, and how to get through them so that we see the miracle of life that takes place in being able to live your life the way you want to, even when times are tough. And for me personally, that's really important because 7 years ago, I had a medical emergency that left me paralyzed from the waist down. And so I went from being very active and hiking and doing different activities and mission projects and going overseas to being in a wheelchair. And when that took place, my whole life changed and my whole life for my family changed. And the circumstances caused us to have to regroup and look beyond what was going on in our lives to what we could do in the future. And so I really had to learn from the very beginning how to live in difficult circumstances. And you know, it is difficult, but it's not that bad. And God really shows me how to do that.
Like only he can.
Exactly. And so our show is about looking at how to go about doing that in your own life. We'll be having conversations about different scriptures, different topics, different things that have to do with overcoming adversity. And then we'll also have guests from time to time. They'll come in and share their personal stories and answer questions and talk about how they've overcome difficulties. And so I think it's going to be a very positive show to let people know that they don't have to give up, that life goes on, and that it can be a big part of who they are, no matter what that circumstance is, whether it's a medical circumstance, whether it's a job loss or the loss of a loved one, or some other surprise thing that happens that you never expected. It could be a house fire. It could be a number of different things that cause us to go, wow, I've got to think of a new way of working through this to make it happen for me. And there are lots of things to do and lots of ways of doing that. And knowing that God's in the center of that is really good.
It's a really good thing. See why I love him? And you know, those things that you listed several different ways that our lives can change in an instant. And you know what? Like you were minding your business that day. We all go through it. And we have to know that anything can happen like that in an instant. Life can change. And yeah. I'm so thankful for you doing a show like this. And let me tell you, everybody, when I called him and said, Ken, I have a great idea for you. My network, you got to, he goes, I can't. Let me tell you, he's a rock star. You're going to love his segments. You're going to love his show. You're going to love him. I love him. He is so amazing to me. I can call him anytime and say, Ken, here's what I'm thinking. What do you think about this? Or I don't know what to do about this. He's my private counselor. He's going to charge me therapy sessions one day. But you know what? That's what trust is. I trust him with his advice, with his wisdom, and we're friends. He's my brother. You can trust him, everything that you see on his show, because he's the real deal. This he's been doing.
Well, you know, and it's important for them it's important for the audience to know that I'm also a professional marriage and family counselor. And so I have a private practice, a Christian private practice, and I work in this field. And so not only do I see other people that are dealing with issues, but I'm able to bring my own life into that to help look at how do we go about making things better than maybe where we see ourselves right now. And so I bring all of that into our time together to hopefully give opportunities to see things in a better light and move forward in a positive way.
And that's the thing. I'm glad you did. I was going to intro you that, but you need to let people know, as you just did, that you're licensed, you're a counselor. You've been doing this for decades. It's a calling for you.
It is.
And it makes all the difference, because it's also coming from, people can know things in their head, you can learn, but then you know it in your heart. And it's not just coming from a book. Anybody can go and get a degree and get all these things, these letters behind their names, but you bring who you are to it. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And you're going to inspire anyone that reaches out to you, anybody that watches your show, you're going to inspire them. And I'm thrilled about that. It's all coming together. It's God's timing. And He's telling me every day, I gave it to you, just kind of hold on. I'm like, God, what has to happen now? Please, please, please. And it is. And I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for everything I've already said. I'm not going to say it again because I will start crying. And Cindy always says, Mama, don't cry because your nose turns red and you look like Rudolph. So I'm not going to have my nose match my lipstick right now. Just know that I'm so thankful for you. And on that topic, what are you most thankful for? It can be anything. This is Thankful Week, and I want to share these videos. I want people to know, no matter what it looks like. No, I don't care what the newspaper says. I don't know. Yes, we're in the middle of a pandemic, but you know what? We've had pandemics before. We'll have them again. I'm not dismissing anything that's going on, but I know a God. I know a man from Galilee, baby. And I know that it's part of His plan. And so in the midst of all of this, we can still be thankful. Or I just woke up this morning. That's reason to be thankful.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What are you thankful for?
Well, you know, Janetta, I am thankful that in the times that we're living in right now that seem so chaotic and so many different things that are happening that cause us to be anxious and to wonder what the future is going to look like and where everything is and who's making decisions and how are we a part of those decisions and just all the questions that come to mind. I am most thankful that I know that God is the consistent part of everything that goes on in this world. And that regardless of what happens in elections, in the pandemic, in anything that's going on in our lives, I'm thankful that God is there and He never changes. And He's the same now as He was before, as He will be in the future. And that consistency helps me to stay calm and to look at all the things that are going on and go, you know, it will be okay. And I'm going to trust that God's going to do it. Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm thankful for, is the consistency of who God is in the midst of this wonderful Thanksgiving season with all the questions. I can still celebrate and still be thankful.
We're about to have church in a minute. No start.
We are.
I'm not saying, come on, we have altar call. I'm not playing with you.
All right, why should church just be on Sundays, you know?
Church is every day. And we are
every day.
You better believe it. We are church. So I know you have a very busy practice. Y'all, he is so busy. And I thank you for taking time out of your day today. You have a very busy schedule. And I always feel guilty when I'm like, Ken, I need you. But you always do. You always do.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you for everything. Is there anything else you'd like to add before you go?
I would just say, please tune in and just join me as we talk about living beyond the circumstances. I think you'll find it entertaining, but inspirational as well, as we look at together how we go forward with all the things that are happening in our world and really see a positive result. So I look forward to seeing you all.
You want to tune in. When we launch, you do not want to miss a moment of Ken. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Say happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. And we'll see you soon.
All righty. Bye.
Thank you, sweetie pie. I know you got to go. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.